Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Friday morning. It is the 14th day of June, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, man, what a beautiful morning we have. Clear skies, comfortable temperatures. Most valley areas started in the 50s this morning with the help of that delta breeze. And it is the wind that is going to play a role in our weather over the next couple of days. Not that it's going to be windy per se, it's just that we're going to see a change in the wind direction and that will impact our temperatures. So let's see what's going on this Friday morning. So a couple of things to notice here on the satellite. Yes, there is some fog into Sonoma County, Napa County, as well as into the Bay Area. But what you'll notice here along the coast is that we don't have a lot of marine layer off the coast. So once this fog burns off, we are going to see clear skies on the coast. And so even any onshore breezes today will not be as effective as what we saw yesterday. We're still expecting it's going to be a pretty comfortable day with temperatures generally in the upper 80s to low 90s, but we are going to start to see some slightly warmer weather. But let's talk a little bit about the wind. And so what I like to use here is CanSAC, but unfortunately it's not as screen friendly as I'd like it to be, but bear with me here. So this morning, a late morning. We have this light onshore flow, so you can just kind of follow those wind arrows. They're coming this way, and then the air spills in this way from the delta and into the north wind in Stanislaus County, and it's the south wind in the Sacramento County and points north, but generally just a nice steady flow. So that's this morning. And again, I apologize that I have to keep moving this. Now we go to 5 o'clock this afternoon. The breeze gets a little bit stronger, but without that marine layer in place, it's not going to be as effective. But, anything you have planned outdoors this evening around 5, 6 o'clock, it's Friday night, it's going to be very, very nice. It'll be kind of windy in Solano County and parts of Napa County, as you might expect. But other than that, the foothills will be nice. It'll also be windy on the east side of the Sierra, that typical afternoon wind that you often get on the east side of the Sierra. So it'll get windy in places like Gardnerville and places like that. But still, it's the overall onshore flow. So that's this afternoon at 5. I'm going to go to midday on Saturday. Now things have changed. Look at the wind direction now. It's coming down the valley. We have a north wind, so that means temperatures will be into the 90s in the valley. There is a little bit of an onshore flow, but it really doesn't get much past the Carquinez Strait here. And there will be maybe a better north wind in Stanislaus County down toward the Tracy area and Patterson, but and there may be some cooler air here. But if you're in Chico, if you're in Marysville, it is going to be more the north wind and warmer temperatures. Now, the other thing I want to point out here with this north breeze is, this is not a good weekend to be mowing tall grass. We've already seen a lot of fires start in the valley, grass fires starting, a lot of them being started by mowers. If you've been walking in any of that dry grass, just walking past it, it's just crunchy. Everything is just, it will burn in an instant. And what we see so often is somebody's trying to do the right thing. They're trying to cut down the tall grass, but they hit a rock, it causes a spark, and just like that, you've got yourself a grass fire. So this weekend is not a good time to be doing that. We have the north wind. With that will come lower humidity. And even though it's not that windy, we'll have higher fire danger. There will be better days ahead to do the cutting, but if you can avoid it this weekend, that's probably a good idea. It's Father's Day weekend. If it's perhaps a father and you're being asked to cut the tall grass, you have an excuse not to because you don't want to start a fire. The only fire you want to start this weekend is your safe backyard barbecue. All right, let's go into the day on Sunday. Actually, Saturday night, Sunday morning. This is early Sunday morning. The north end of the valley does get windy, and some of you may have heard or seen that the Weather Service put up a fire weather watch. I don't know if they're going to upgrade that to a red flag warning, but it's really going to be for some very specific areas, like in Glenn County, Colusa County, Glenn County, Tehama County. It's these areas where we'll have the combination of gustier winds, so that any small grass fire has the potential to turn into a bigger grass fire. So here we could see winds gusting up to around 30, but it's a very small area, but the watch extends for a much bigger area, unfortunately. But that's what that's about. So that's Sunday morning, at around 8 o'clock. And then as we go through the day on Sunday, that wind will actually ease, and by Monday it'll turn into more of an onshore wind because we have another trough coming our way. So let's take a look at the big picture here, our trusty 500 millibar chart. So we have this big low in place, and even though we're going to have that north wind around, this low is keeping temperatures aloft relatively low. So that means that while we may make the low to mid 90s, it can certainly get hotter when you have a north wind, but with this sort of pattern, you're not going to see that. All right, so this little trough goes by during the day Monday here. Monday looks like a nice cool day. This would be Monday afternoon. It is, but let's go back one. Monday may be a better day to cut tall grass. It could be somewhat breezy, but I do think we're going to see the humidity recover and temperatures will certainly be cooler. We're looking at highs on Monday in the 80s. Now, beyond that, it does look as though Tuesday could be a gusty day. Tuesday is definitely a no-mow kind of day because of the higher fire danger, gusty winds. And by that, I'm talking about the valley. We're not talking about big forest fires starting. We're not in that season yet, but we're talking about grass fires in the valley that can be easily prevented by just being careful. And then beyond that, the models have been, somewhat variable over the last few days. Let's see, what day are we up to now? We're up to Wednesday. So the last couple of model runs, not this one, but the last couple before this, we're building in a bigger ridge for the second half of next week. This run keeps this troughiness around, keeping temperatures relatively moderate, like this little trough here. This is completely different from the way the model looked 24 hours ago that had a big ridge building in and would send temperatures over 100 degrees at the end of next week and next weekend. But instead, this model, don't know if it's the right model or the right solution, but this is next Saturday, and that would be, warm but not too hot, relatively comfortable. And then here comes the ridge a little bit later than the other models were saying. And so this should be Sunday, Monday. Yeah, this is Sunday night, Monday of a week from now. That ridging would be some heat. So we'll keep an eye on that over the next couple of days, how the models are evolving with the chance of some heat at the end of next week or next weekend. And if you have outdoor plans for next weekend, just kind of stay tuned to the forecast because there is the potential for some hot days. But again, there's variability, as we often have this far out. In the meantime, this weekend should be pretty comfortable with temperatures generally in the 80s and low 90s, not too far from average for this time of year. So today is Friday, and today will be the last day that I'll put on my suit and tie and go into the TV studio. So for those of you asking, yes, I'll be in the studio tonight at, I'm on TV at 5, 6, and 7, and then after that, I will not be wearing the suit and tie anymore and on TV, and I'll be off to retirement. But many of you have asked, and yeah, I plan on still doing this. It's just I don't need to wear a suit and tie to do this, and I don't even wear shoes to do this. So make it a great day. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'll talk with you later.